58.
So much fun, Scott.
It's already December. Tonight on the show, we'll be speaking with 2022 Oakshade Raceway champions. You good over there?
Yeah, I think so. I'm just trying to figure out the new mic position. Yeah, maybe that works.
Casey Noonan, Carter Murday, Kolin Schilt, and Eric Carr will be our guests tonight. And doing the prep for this, I was looking. I forgot how close all the point battles were.
Really? How far off were you?
I was far, but between first and second,
okay.
Though, in all classes.
Well,
5 points, I think, was the max.
You were like top
difference.
5, though, right?
Yeah, but I wasn't close in points. I was still like 40 points out or something. But there was a tie in the compacts. We had to go to the tiebreaker to determine champion there.
Wow.
So we'll talk about that a little bit later. Coming at you live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter from the Ron Miller Race Cars Hammer Down Racing Report studios. And we've actually gotten a lot of feedback. I meant to print that out and show some of the feedback that we've gotten already. We a few weeks ago, we were off for Thanksgiving, so hopefully everybody had a good Thanksgiving. But we asked for people's feedback on the show because
as far
looking
as
ahead,
what they thought about the show, what they'd like changed, and
exactly
what they want us to expand on.
We got some good feedback and some interesting feedback, and I was surprised at what people like and didn't like. So
not a
it's
whole
good
lot
to know
of
that.
negative feedback.
A little bit, not too bad, but negative is good. It's constructive.
Yeah, but my feelings get hurt so easily.
There was one comment that said to eliminate the glare on your forehead.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Well, we got new lights, and they're dim, so hopefully we do look a little pink, though. It's a little, I might have to adjust the color in those. We can do that, but anywho, if you'd like to leave us some feedback, you can do so at hammerdownracingreport.com/feedback. There's a little form there you can fill out anonymously. We don't know who fills out whatever. So
we can guess, though.
Well, depending on what comments you leave, but
yeah.
Help us out. Tell us what you like, you don't like, and it'll help us to massage the show into a better program. You're going to be really distracted, aren't you, with that on there?
What? I don't know what you're talking about, Scott.
Also,
can you dim the lights a little more?
I did have them dimming when I was sitting on the couch watching the race over there. Also doing some studio upgrades, as a matter of fact. Oh, I forgot to do that. And we've actually gotten a lot of help already on this. We got a couple new studio sponsors for next year.
Really?
We have an Amazon wish list at hammerdownracingreport.com that has some of the equipment. We got a lot of it. There's only 2 things left. I think there's one camera that we want to get overhead to get an overall view. And we already got the mount. It's already over there. And seats. We need some new seats because the seats we have are a hodgepodge. This one's missing a wheel. So if we have a guest in the studio and they sit on this, they have to be careful. We don't want to injure anybody.
Yeah, but that one's got 5 wheels. I mean,
so we should be good.
Every Saturday we race with 4, sometimes
3.
Yeah.
Anyhow, if you'd like to become a sponsor, please visit hammerdownracereport.com and just click on the Amazon wish list that we have on there.
List.
We'll have that up there for a little bit longer before the beginning of the year. And we got to thank Dave Kemmer and Racing for First Responders. They're a couple of that have helped us out. Got us some of the things that we were looking for.
That's really cool.
They'll be sponsors for next year. And also, one other note before we get things started here, we charted for some reason on a lot of different things. On Apple Podcasts, we were in the leisure automotive category. We charted at number 140 in Australia, which I think that's probably one of the best we've been there.
Right.
And we charted in the U.S. for the first time. We haven't charted in the U.S.
Really?
245. I have no idea how that happened, but thank you. We appreciate it.
Just a teaser for our friends in Australia. One of our upcoming shows, I believe, is going to feature Veronica McCann, and we expect our Australian numbers to go through the roof with that one.
See how that works. Yeah, we got a list of things. I'm excited. We got some good ideas coming up for next year, and a lot of the feedback has helped with some good ideas as well. So, anywho, I got to thank Big D's Pizza, subs, ribs, chicken, and more. And Clyde, give them a call, 419-547-1444, or Order online at orderbigdspizza.com. You get those 10 jumbo chicken wings with your choice of sauce, only $8.99. That's a Wednesday through Sunday deal. And if you order now, you probably could get it by the time the show's over, catch some feature races if you happen to be watching the Gateway Dirt Nationals. What goes better with pizza, watching racing, or what goes better with watching racing than pizza?
And listening to Hammer Down Racing Report.
That too, yeah. So we'll make sure we skedaddle out of here before the feature time here.
We've got somebody in the green room already.
Yeah. Contact Freeze Frame Photos for all your racing photo needs, from action shots to victory lane. Now is a great time to order custom gift items for your sponsors. Time's running out, though. You only got 4 more days. 24 more days till Christmas.
And if you're going to be talking about those freeze frame photo folks, try saying that one quick.
That was good.
They're going to have some lead time.
Yeah, but they have a pretty good turnaround, at least on the calendars. I ordered a few of those last year for this year. I think it was a few days, so it's still plenty of time. Give Charlie a call there at Freeze Frame Photos, 419-476-9978. And also have to thank Oakshade Raceway. We're the fastest meet to race. Their awards banquet coming up this weekend. We'll be talking to a few of the people that will be getting some prizes. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to be getting trophies and all kinds of stuff. Make sure to follow Oakshade Raceway on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram. Also got to thank Dominator Race Products, Ryan Miller Race Cars, Headhunters Barber Studio, and Salon in Perrysburg. What time is it? We still got a couple minutes before we get to our Oakshade Raceway champions tonight. Some racing roundup action from the past 2 weeks, because we've been off for a while now.
Doesn't seem like it.
No, but there has been some racing. The USAC Midgets Hangtown 100 at Placerville Speedway in California took place the weekend before this past weekend. Right. Tanner Carrick won that would have been 2 weeks ago, Thursday on the 17th. And then Saturday, Buddy Kofoid. He pocketed the $32,000 after winning both the Friday prelim and Saturday's main event there.
That's a good weekend.
Yeah. He was happy. I was just listening to his interview before you came. He's like, yeah, $32,000 ain't bad.
I guess.
Pretty happy. The Hunt for the Front Southern Showcase at Deep South Speedway also will be 2 weeks ago, Friday. The 18th of November, Brandon Overton picking up the win on Friday night. Saturday's action was postponed to Sunday, the 20th, and Peyton Freeman picked up the $20,000 to win paycheck for that. And Rusty Schlenk was down there, suffered mechanical issues both nights. Finished, I think, 15th and 16th both time.
Made the show.
Yeah, not bad. The Blue Gray 100 at Cherokee Speedway. That was on Sunday, the 20th of November. Chris Madden picked up his 8th Blue-Gray win. And USAC NOS Energy Drink Midget Nationals Championship at Merced Speedway. Carson Macedo took both the USAC NOS Energy Drink Midget Nationals Championship and the 360 Sprint Car features on the opening night. That was on Tuesday. And then Buddy Kofoid finished second, which was good enough to capture his second consecutive USAC National Midget Championship.
I think we're going to have to get him back on again, too.
Yeah. Wednesday night, Kofoid started third and went on to win his 13th midget feature of the year. That was this past week ago Wednesday. So we're getting closer to now. And then last Saturday, the 81st Turkey Night Grand Prix USAC Midgets at Ventura Speedway. Justin Grant picking up the win there. Oh, and I skipped over the South Carolina 400 at Florence Motor Speedway. That took place on the 19th. Brendan Queen picking up the win there. Dale Jr., I guess, was penalized for rough driving a couple times, sent to the tail, and ended up finishing 9th, though.
Ooh.
So I don't think there was a lot of cars that finished that. But
did you happen to see any of the replays from Saturday's midget race? It seemed like it was a race that nobody wanted to win. Buddy Kofoid wound up going upside down, and no fault of his, but pretty crazy race.
I did not see that.
Find the highlights. It's worth watching.
Right. I'll have to check that out. How about we bring in our 2022 Oakshade Raceway track champions? Kolin Schilt looks a little dark there. He must have his camera off. Let's see. We'll bring Casey, Eric. It's Kolin. Colin's in a nighttime fog. How can you guys hear us?
Yeah, I hear you.
All right. How's everybody doing?
Good.
You are there, aren't you, Colin?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Yeah, okay.
I'm
We
not
just
sure
can't
what's
see you.
going
We
on.
can't see you. You're
Move your thumb off of the camera.
Oh, wait.
you're-
I know what it is.
you're
There
in
it
a
is.
oh,
Hey,
there we
there
go.
he is.
You were in a very dark room.
Just had to flip the light on.
Ah,
Congratulations to you guys for picking up championships. I know, Colin, that was first one for you, and multiple championships for Eric and Casey. So congratulations there. Hopefully, we should have Carter Murday joining us as well, winner of the Sportsman class. But anyways, I want to start out with you, Casey, if we can. All top 10 finishes this year. You won by 5 points, and all classes were very tight. I mean, they weren't decided until the final feature championship night at Oakshade Raceway. It was pretty incredible. It was probably the tightest since I've been there.
Oh, absolutely.
In all four
Yeah.
classes. So very exciting there. What that final night, Casey? Were you keeping track of where you needed to finish to win that championship? Because I know you and Devin Shields there. He was trying to get another championship for himself.
Yeah, I definitely had it in my mind where we had to finish. After the heat races, I knew where if he finished first, we had to finish fourth. If he finished second, I think we had to finish ninth or seventh or something like that. But yeah, we pretty much had the math in my head where I was at during the race too, so where he would finish to where I had to finish at.
So did that put any extra pressure on you, or were you kind of taking it easy because you knew you had a little bit of a cushion?
I was trying to make sure I had space to move if I need to move, and didn't want to get anybody else's mess or my own mess. So just trying to stay out of trouble and stay where I needed to stay.
Now, is that like the most stressful way to race? I mean, because I mean, obviously you're just not going balls out to try and go for the win. You got all this other stuff going on in your head. You're trying to be careful, but not too careful.
Yeah, it's pretty much. It's fun, but not much fun there until you get to run that last corner, and then it's okay. Make sure all the tires are up and everything.
So after you pass tech there, big relief.
Oh yeah. Especially with we had the couple rainouts the 2 weeks before that, so it's like just building and building at that point.
So which you had 3 wins this season. Did any one of them stand out more than the other 2?
Oh boy, probably not really stand out really wise. I think the biggest one for us as far as the points went was the one, I think the second to last night we ended up winner, which gave us, I think, a little bit more of a lead. So that helps, obviously, but nothing really stands out as far as those go.
they're all good.
They're always good, yeah. Any one of them.
So why do you think it took so long to get that second track championship? Your first one you won back in 2009.
Shoot, that's a good question. Honestly, we always start off that way and see how it's going to go for the year. And typically, how we run, for some reason, we always are not very good in the beginning of the year, and then we're normally really good at the end. So we kind of hang out there a little bit, and then in the middle of the year we fall off for some reason. It always seems to be that way, and then we kind of get real fast when it dries out, typically. But we were the opposite here the last couple of years, so it just worked out that we were up there far enough and kept going, and then started to pay a little more closer attention to it the closer we got to the end. So
I don't know, Casey. That sounds kind of like a crew chief issue to me.
yeah, sure.
You don't want to throw the crew chief under the bus?
Yeah.
He knows who his crew chief is.
I don't think it's the crew chief problem.
Oh, okay.
I think it's playing with the car too much, and we like to play with stuff a lot, so it's sometimes it doesn't work out and it costs you quite a few. So
Which championship was harder to earn for you? Was it back in 2009 or was this last one?
Oh, this one probably, yeah. I mean, honestly, the one in then it was a little bit, I wanted to say less stressful, but it was a little bit less stressful because we weren't leading. So it was a little bit, we came in, I think, we were tied, I think, coming into the last night or behind or by 2 or something like that it was. So maybe we were up by 2 or something like that, but it wasn't where it was, we weren't going into it, with a points lead for pretty much. I think we were pretty much in the points lead this year, almost most of the year. So it's a little more stressful when you're out front the whole time, I guess, because it kept getting that lead this year kept getting smaller and smaller as we went. So
let me ask Kolin. You were in the lead most of the year, leading the Superstock points. Do you agree with that? It's stressful being at the top.
Yeah. You're not able to go out and just drive your own race. You got to be more cautious of, racing for points, not racing for a win. I had to teach myself that halfway through the summer. We had 2 bad weeks in a row because you want to win, but you also need to go for points. And I was in a bad habit of just going for the win. Don't worry about the points. But I wanted to win a championship, so I had to change my mindset.
So how long through the season was it where you started point racing as opposed to going for the win on a weekly basis?
I think it was like the 6th race.
So about halfway through the season then.
Yeah, I won the first 3, and then we had 2 bad finishes in a row, so I kind of had to reset my mind of racing.
Is that what opened your eyes then? If I want to win
I had a lot of people reach out to me too about it, so I got to thank all them guys too.
Was Mr. Ordway, did he offer a little advice?
Oh, he was definitely one of them, yes.
Figured as much. Casey, one last question I wanted to get to you here specifically. Who's your prediction for late model track champion in 2023?
Ooh.
At Oakshade.
I don't know who's running for it.
Is Casey Noonan running for it?
Casey for 3.
It's gonna be the same thing as it always is, or see how things are going. see how much the diesel prices are. That might make a little bit of a factor to it too. So
well, fortunately you guys don't have a huge tow.
Yeah. No, I'm talking that's not a problem. I mean, if it's expensive prices, we're most likely going to be there all year. And if it's a little cheaper, maybe travel around a little bit. We'll see. Again, if we go for the first 4 or 5 races and we're up by 40 points, it's a different story.
Right.
So if we run it, I'd like to say me. If we don't, I mean, the next obviously 2nd and 3rd and 4th and 5th place this year are. There's so many guys out there that can win. You never know.
Any young guys, young guns in the late model ranks to keep your eye on?
I mean, that's the same thing, really. There's a lot of them. There's a lot. I'm starting to get older now, so I guess I got to start thinking about that stuff. But I mean, there's quite a few good guys that are just starting out that you can tell they're going to be good. I don't know. That's a hard question to answer.
I won't put you on the spot anymore. I'm not done with you, so don't go anywhere.
All right.
Kolin, this was your first track championship. What's this mean? Was this your 2nd full season?
This was my 3rd season.
Okay, and so championship in your 3rd full season, first championship. What does that mean to you?
I mean, it means everything. It's the reason why I got into racing. I grew up, obviously, I helped my uncle out and him winning track championship. And ever since 06, 07, it's something I've always wanted to do. So when we started this journey about 5-6 years ago, it's always been at the top of our list of things to accomplish. So it's been a good 3 years.
Now that you've accomplished it, any thoughts of repeating next year or maybe moving up a class?
Next year's still up in the air. We're not 100% sure yet what we're doing. I keep bouncing back between different ideas. We haven't come up with an answer yet. So
if you had all the money in the world and money's not an object and time's not an object, family's not an object, what would be the ideal thing for you to do next year?
Money's no object. I just built a late model. Go racing.
Okay.
Not a sprint car?
No, I don't think so.
Me too.
Casey, would you have to watch out for Kolin if he builds a late model for next year? Okay.
I mean, there's a lot of guys in a lot of classes that, they get up into the late model classes, there's all good drivers. It doesn't matter what class you're in. So.
Well, and that super stock class has been a real breeding ground lately for some top top-level racers.
Gabe Mueller last year won it and went on to win Lima Land.
And placed
was he Rookie of the Year at Eldora, too?
I think so.
Had some strong runs there. Going into that final, we talked about these close point battles in all the classes. Super Stocks, no exception there. You had a pretty tight battle with Bubba Kundick most of the year. And going into that final feature, Bubba's starting on the pole, the final championship feature, I said, the final points feature. Bubba's starting on the pole. You started a little further back. What was your mindset going into that final race?
Especially with him starting on the pole, it made it a lot tougher. But I knew I had to, if I remember right, I had to finish within 5 spots of him. So I think I started 8th that night. And so my goal when we took the green was just to get to 5th. And no matter what I did, as long as I finished 5th, I had to get the championship. So I didn't really have a mindset of winning the race or trying to pass the most cars. It was just finish the race and win the points.
Gotcha. I found Carter Murday.
Hi, guys.
Were you waiting down there very long?
Not that long.
Okay.
I was on the computer. Got glitchy.
You were beneath my fold here. I almost didn't see you. It was just the top of your head. So anyway, you ended up finishing 4th then, Kolin, in that final race. So you were within the 5 positions. What was it? 5 points. 4 points actually was the final tally there. Was that a big relief then once that race was over?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Especially that night, the track was a lot different than it had been. It wasn't as racy. So even to gain that many spots, I was pleased and thankful because I was worried when we took the green flag and I wasn't going anywhere that I wasn't going to make enough spots up to even have a chance.
Just sitting there thinking, I got to make something happen.
Yeah.
Did you end up overdriving the car at all, or I mean, you didn't take anybody out that I can remember.
I don't remember. It was once the checkered flag flew, it was just a big relief. So
all that just kind of you just
release
release all those
blew
things
it out the window.
Gotcha. All right, let's move on to Eric here. We're not done with you either, Kolin. So stick around here, Eric. This was your 3rd in a row?
Yeah, 3 in a row now.
3rd championship in the compacts, and I think this was probably one of the most exciting finishes to the championship of the year because you were outside. That final night, you were 36 points behind Ryan Oakley. I mean, did you even think you had a shot at the championship?
No. Going into the night, I didn't think there was any way in hell there was no chance of winning.
But. And then halfway through the feature event, Ryan Oakley, you're running first. Ryan Oakley's running second. He gets caught up with a lap car that puts him in the wall and takes him out of the race. What's going through your mind at that point?
Well, I didn't know that it happened.
That's right, because he kind of went off of turn 1, so you probably couldn't see him.
Right, watching the video was right behind me. But I did get motion from the stands that he was out, but I did not know it was going to come down that close in points. It was.
So when did you know that you won the championship?
Well, in my mind, I thought if I beat him by 9 spots, but I was wrong. It was 13 to tie him. I miscalculated in my head, so I'm glad I got every point I did. But it was after the fact I had thought I won, but it was after the fact that I won. Well, I think you were the first one to tell me, actually. You might have been.
Well, you actually ended up in a tie.
Yeah.
It was a dead heat for between you and Ryan Oakley, but because you had 6 wins and he had 1, that was the tiebreaker, and that's what gave you the championship. Your 3rd one. Is this one any more special than the first 2?
This one was a complete shocker. I thought my season was over about halfway through when I had a DNF in the heat race. That really put me behind, and up until the last night, until he had some bad luck, unfortunately for him. But
any of your 6 wins this season more special than the rest?
No, I think the one I didn't win was my favorite race of the year.
Which one was that?
Taken out on the first lap and then had a couple cautions and came back out and started a half lap down and finished 3rd. I think that was the most memorable one.
Those are the ones that make championships.
Yeah.
I wonder if the hard charger, that doesn't count for the hard charger. That's your starting position,
right?
With the cars passed. That they should change that so that if you do have to go to the back like that, that those positions count.
Yeah.
I like
All
that.
right, we'll start a new petition for that. Well, let's move over to everything's so tiny here. I'm going to pull up Mr. Murday. Congratulations to you. We've been talking about how tight all the championship point battles were across all 4 classes at Oakshade. In the Sportsman class, you 2 points.
It came down real close at the end.
Over Josh Robertson there. I mean, what Casey and Kolin they both said it was pretty stressful. Being that close. I mean, was it a stressful season for you as well?
Well, we had that DNF when we had the flat tire leading the points, and then that's when Robertson got the point lead, and then he ended up having some bad trouble, and his car wouldn't fire before the race. And then we got the lead back, and then that was when we was on that long break with rainouts, and then it came to the last race. So it definitely got real stressful at the end.
What was your mindset or strategy going into that final race on championship night?
I knew that he started in front of me. Usually if he starts in front of me, it's going to be hard to get around him. So I knew if I just finished right behind him, then I was good. So once I got into second, I was pretty comfortable.
You just settled in there. You weren't even going to try and push it to get the win?
No, I wheeled up next to him, I think once, but I kind of backed it down.
Sit there thinking, no mistakes,
Yeah.
Don't do anything silly. Yeah.
So, this is your first championship. How much does this mean to you?
It means a lot, definitely. My dad's been trying to get one for forever now, and now we can finally say we got one.
So is he sharing this championship with you then?
Oh, definitely. Yep.
Are you sharing it with him, or is he making you share it?
No, it's just as much as his as it is mine.
Fair enough.
I know that you ran a few late model shows this year. Any chance of seeing you in a regular late model next year?
Yep, I went out and bought an all-aluminum motor for next year, so that's the plan for next year.
That pretty much locks you out of the Sportsman class.
Yep.
Unless you get some of that fancy paint,
Yeah, that secret paint.
Casey, here's another one coming for you.
Always. Well, that's what makes it fun, right?
There you go. What was this is a question I want to ask all you guys. We'll start with you, Carter. What was the craziest thing that happened to you this season? That the tire issue?
Probably we was running second and in the feature, and it was coming down to the last 2 laps, and I passed Joe Smith, it was, in lap traffic. And right before the checkered, lap car spun right in front of me, and then we got into a wreck, and I backed across the checkered backwards and won the race. So that one was pretty wild.
I vaguely remember that.
I do too. Yeah.
What about you, Casey?
Craziest thing, probably Summer Nationals. Wasn't really a points night, I don't think, just for show-up points. But when we qualified, quick time, and then I tried to test the infield tires, and that didn't work out well in the heat race. So we ran a con C. I think we won the C, I believe, and ended up started mid to the back of the feature and got up to, I think, 5th or 6th, and grenaded the right rear tire. And then my dad cut his wrist open when we were messing with that, trying to get it changed.
Oh, I do remember that.
But
is his wrist?
I was in, I pulled in the pits and around the back and yelling at him, change the tire, and nobody's doing anything. And then I got out of the car, and the whole half the side of the car's ripped apart. So obviously they weren't going to fix it anyways. But
is your dad okay now?
Thing. Yeah.
All right, good. What about you, Kolin? Craziest thing that happened to you this year?
Championship night, after the heat race, after hot laps, we had an issue with the motor, got that fixed. And then after the heat race, we had a radiator leak, and then we had to fix that. And then it just added to the whole night of stress.
It ended up nice, though, for you.
Yeah, it ended up the way we wanted it, but it didn't come easy.
There you go. What about you, Eric?
Yeah, you've had a while to think about this one.
Yeah.
Everybody went ahead of you, so.
I've already kind of explained mine. It was that night that got taken out for opening or
Right.
Okay.
first lap, and then coming back. I mean, the caution saved me that race, and coming back to third was. I wish I would have one more lap, but I'll take third on everything that happened that night.
And here's another question for everybody, and we'll start with you, Eric. What do you like best about Oakshade Raceway?
All the people. I mean, everybody in the pits is like one big family.
It's a good answer.
Kind of dysfunctional, but yeah,
Yeah,
still
definitely
one big
dysfunctional,
family.
But I've never seen a family that doesn't fight, so there's always that
There you
too.
go.
Yeah, we're fine.
What about you, Carter?
I got to go with the same answer as Eric on that one, just the people that you race with.
Okay, and it sounds like you're going to be racing with different people next year.
Yeah, maybe bounce around a little bit.
What about you, Casey?
Oh, I like that it's it's like kind of a family affair for us. So our whole family goes, all my kids and mom and dad and my sister and her husband and kid come out every week. Grandparents always come out. So that's probably the biggest thing I like about it. It's a big family thing. So it's always fun for us to go to the weekend.
Do you sell a lot of apparel? Your wife always makes sure to get my attention. I got Casey shirts.
I think she does.
Okay, that's her part of
She
the
tells.
business.
I asked every once in a while how much she sells, and she tells me a number, and I was okay. That's about it. So
Good.
Does any of that money go back into the racing program?
no, that goes to pay for the shirts.
Oh,
You give so many away that you gotta pay for the rest of them somehow. So that's pretty much it. We don't sell enough to make any money off them. So
what about you, Colin? What do you like best about Oakshade Raceway?
I gotta say about the same as what they all said, but also the fact that it's close to home. Don't have to drive 2+ hours to just go racing. It's 10 minutes from the shop. It's 20 minutes from home, so makes it a lot easier on Saturday nights and family coming out to watch.
Well, that's convenient. This next question we kind of covered with you already as far as plans for next season. Your plans are up in the air.
Yeah, we're still not sure what we're gonna do. We bounced around a few things, so.
And any hints what those things are?
A little bit of traveling.
We've debated that. We've debated sticking with the same car and racing one more year. We've debated building a new car, moving up a class. We're not sure yet.
Okay. Any idea when a decision might be forthcoming?
Probably within the next couple weeks. I mean,
You'll be asked.
because we got to start getting started on it anyway. So
You'll be asked again Saturday night in front of the crowd. So you
I'll
have
give the
your
same
answer
response.
There you go. The same response. All right. Eric, we didn't ask you what you got going on next year.
It's up in the air. I thought about traveling some more, so it's kind of up in the air. My girlfriend's brothers all race at Oakshade, so it kind of makes it hard to travel now, just because I like to be there to help them, obviously. So it's going to be up in the air for what's going to happen.
Well, and those compact classes at various tracks around the country are paying some stupid money. So
they really are.
So traveling could be pretty financially successful.
Beneficial.
Yeah, beneficial.
Right.
Did you get to any other tracks this year?
I have not. Being with the new car, I didn't really want to take the chance of destroying it somewhere else.
Okay. And Carter, we already covered you. You're going late model racing. Are you sticking around Oakshade? You going other tracks? What's in your plans?
I'm definitely planning on going to Attica a lot more, and then probably hit up Merritt every once in a while, but knock a few tracks off that I want to go to, but staying at Oakshade too.
Okay. And then we kind of asked Casey, and he's not sure. It depends on those diesel prices.
Yeah, that makes you play for sure.
But you will be racing at some place next year. Okay.
Oh yeah.
And we'll probably see you at Oakshade.
Oh yeah.
I'll bet pretty regularly.
You think so?
I would assume so. Most of the time, if not all the time, we'll see.
Where does your wife sell the most shirts?
Oakshade.
There you go. There's your answer. All right, final question for you guys, unless, Ron, you got anything else?
No, I'm good.
Okay. We want to try and wrap things up because he wants to go watch the Gateway Dirt Nationals here. You 4 guys, 4 champions in all 4 classes here at Oakshade Raceway. We're going to put you in. Did you guys see the hot dog tricycle race at all? Any of you guys?
A little bit.
Okay. Say that hot dog tricycle. I know I asked you, Casey, if you wanted to be participating in it, and you kind of declined politely.
Now, Scott, I'd like to see them in the adult-sized tricycles instead of. There was too much improvising going on with.
Well, if you can get the adult tricycles, we can use those.
Yeah, but this is a what-if question anyway.
We're just hypotheticals. We're gonna bring everybody here. So hypothetically speaking, we have adult tricycles. We're going to do kind of the same thing. And you guys are the 4 competitors. You're going to start down towards turn 4, ride those adult tricycles up to the start-finish line, eat a hot dog, drink a pop, then get back on the tricycle, ride down towards turn 1. That's the tricycle hot dog race. Who would win that among you 4 drivers here? We'll start.
First question is, you have to keep the hot dog down to finish.
No.
No, as long as it goes
Then
down once, whatever happens from there.
As long as it initially goes down, you're good.
Okay. As long as it initially goes down, I bet me.
And why is that?
I don't like to lose.
Oh. How do you feel about that, Kolin Schilt?
I think I would. I'd take that bet.
I feel like we need to get some tricycles.
Carter?
I don't know. These guys' confidence, they might get me on this one.
Okay. You're going to admit that they're probably going to beat you at this?
Yeah, they might.
Okay.
And the old guy in the crowd there, I wonder what he thinks.
Yeah, well, how about you, old man Noonan?
I think I would sit back and watch and wait for the cars to come out.
But say that the prize, though, is $20,000 to win.
Well, we had the time I need some time to prepare, then I think.
If you had the time to prepare, $20,000 to win, Casey, do you think you could beat these 3?
Can we mess with the tricycles at all? You want to make it faster?
Nope.
No tire soaking, nothing.
It's like the SRX series. They're all equally prepared.
I think I'd need some months to train.
Low friction bearings.
Casey, he doesn't give distinct answers.
He dances around
a little bit. He's like
it's
like you've done this before.
A little while.
All right, guys. Well, we appreciate the time. Congratulations on your championship seasons. We'll see you at the banquet on Saturday night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we'll see you guys. Eric Carr, Kolin Schilt, Casey Noonan, and Carter Murday joining us. And we need to flop us around. Otherwise, when I look this way, it'll be looking like it was looking off the screen. So, cool. Looking forward to the awards banquet there.
I think it's going to be a good night again.
Yeah. I hope we have another points battle like that going into next year at the end of the season where everything's close. Because
that was a pretty amazing season. And it might be because of some of the rainouts we had, Scott, that nobody was a runaway. Yeah,
the biggest margin of victory was Casey's, 5 points over Devin Shields. That's how close everything was. Got to thank Dominator Race Products. Check them out for hood scoots, fan shrouds, nose and tail pieces, pillar and sail panels, roofs, wheel covers, much more. Now offering aluminum powder-coated wheel covers in 3 styles, 7 different colors. Check them out at DominatorRaceProducts.com or call 419-923-6970. You can also pick up Dominator Race Products from reputable dealers across the United States, including Ron Miller Race Cars.
Yeah.
And I just saw he has a plastic spoiler,
right,
that he's got on Rusty's car down at the Dome. So
did you
spoilers?
Matt Swander just posted that Rusty's starting P1 in the first B main tonight.
I thought I saw him sitting out front of a field there. There you go. So and don't forget to call Ron Miller Race Cars 734-856-7223 for race cars, parts, safety, equipment, service, everything a racer needs. Anything else going on at Ron Miller Race Cars?
Just staying busy.
You building more trucks?
Got one. I'm waiting for a chassis to show up, a bare chassis, and going to get started on one.
Speaking of the trucks, moving into our racing news here, Fremont Speedway has posted some new rules, new dirt truck rules at FremontOHSpeedway.com. They got quite a few of the sections are updated for 2023, including full containment seats being mandatory. What are some of the other changes that you're aware of?
They implemented a weight rule this year, 3,000 pounds for all the trucks. There were a few of the trucks weighing in, 2,700 pounds, and they sought to maybe equalize the field a little bit. My opinion is that rule might bite them in the butt.
Why is that?
The guys that have been running up front also have the bigger engines. So if you had a 2,700-pound truck with, say, a 350 cubic inch engine, it could make up for some of that.
That's like my deal.
Yeah, now that everybody's 3,000 pounds.
Little engine, light car.
Yeah. Yep. Now that everybody's got to weigh 3,000 pounds.
So even the smaller engines will be at a disadvantage.
The better funded teams with the big engines are going to have a decided advantage.
All right.
They opened up the rule. The trucks are kind of unique in that they have leaf springs on the back, but you're allowed to float one side, which means that the axle's free to rotate inside the leaf spring. Now this year they've got floaters on both sides. It's going to be interesting to see how that works out. Some of the guys think it's going to be a godsend. I think the rule that they had was a good one. So
you're not on board with all these changes then?
I am not going to be changing any of the trucks that I've built to floaters on both sides. I think having the left axle locked to the housing gives the trucks a little bit more drive off the corner. I'm not sure I would be chasing that dream.
Fair enough. Flat Rock Raceway will once again host an ARCA Menard Series event for the first time since 2000. 22 years ago.
Yeah.
The 23 because it'll be
yeah.
Next year. The ARCA Menard Series will visit the quarter-mile track. Actually, it's the ARCA Menard Series East. Will be there on May 20th, 2023. So that'll be pretty cool. Among the competitors entered for this year's Snowball Derby Super Late Model Race at Five Flag Speedway, which is coming up this Sunday.
Right.
NASCAR drivers Brad Keselowski, William Byron, Eric Jones, Noah Gragson, Josh Berry, Ty Majeski, and there's more.
No Dale Jr.?
I did not see his name on there. But there's... I don't know. What do you feel about the big name guys coming in?
I think it puts a lot of butts in the grandstand.
Okay. There you go.
And anything that puts more people in the grandstands, especially at a pavement race, is a good thing.
Yeah, I've been reading about pavement racing is not as healthy as the dirt racing.
Not as healthy as it once was.
Yeah.
So it's like a clock. The pendulum swings both ways.
It comes and goes. Okay.
Yep.
Ebb and flow. The International Supermodified Association, ISMA, and the Midwest Supermodified Series, MSS, will join forces in 2023 for the first time ever. Both sanctions will come together as an ISMA/MSS merge series for big block supermodifieds that will be identified as the ISMA/MSS. Yeah. The series will be part of the High Miler weekend at Sandusky Speedway coming up on July 28th and 29th next year.
I was wondering if there will be any other Supermod shows at Sandusky because of that merge.
I don't know. That's the only one I know of as of right now.
Right.
Team Scott won the Enduro slot car race. That's me, by the way.
I see.
At the Friends and Family Raceway in Grafton, Ohio. This guy's got this cool slot car track.
Really?
In his basement. It's huge, like 76 feet long. And we had teams, and my team beat my brother's team. So
really?
I was told I had to announce that. Yeah.
Huh.
It's a time thing.
I see. Did you notice on our scroll that Dave Kemmer says, and this is for football fans, Toledo area Central Catholic High School is up 14-0.
And
after the first quarter.
Who are they playing?
I don't know.
Okay.
But it is for a state final
It is
a championship.
Oh, I
yes.
don't follow high school football. I'm bad. Oh, and I also set the new track record at this
Did you?
track. Yeah, it's been around for like 10 years. Just saying, not to brag or anything. 50 years ago, Buzzy Rudiman won his first track championship. Are you familiar with Buzzy Rudiman?
Very well.
Why aren't I surprised?
Surprise.
Where I lost my place here. He won his first track championship 50 years ago at Orange County Fairgrounds Speedway in New York. At the age of 81, that was not 50 years ago, but now at the age of 81, Rudiman captured the 2022 UMP Modified Track Championship at Volusia County Speedway Park.
And they live right there.
So it just goes to show you got more championships than you, don't you?
Hey, I'm planning
You're
on
young
it.
compared to this guy.
That's it.
World of Outlaws Sprint Car Series has released its 2023 schedule. They appear in Ohio 11 times. They'll be at Attica Raceway Park twice, May 19th, and the Brad Doty Classic on July 11th. They'll be at Eldora Speedway 5 times. I thought there was a thing I remember seeing about a rumor that Eldora wasn't going to have the World of Outlaws anymore or something. That's why I don't like rumors.
Rumors, yeah.
They will be at Eldora, the World of Outlaws, 5 times, May 5th and 6th, July 14th and 15th for the Kings Royal, and September 22nd. A couple times at Atomic Speedway, May 26th and 27th, and Sharon Speedway, May 20th and September 23rd. No World of Outlaw sprint car shows in Michigan.
Yeah, I saw that.
But the we'll skip ahead here. The Tezos All-Star Circuit of Champions announced their 2023 schedule. I believe the World of Outlaws one came out yesterday or the day before yesterday. The All-Star Circuit of Champions announced theirs just this afternoon with 50 races total, including 5 events at Attica, 3 races at Fremont, and Butler Motor Speedway.
If I had to guess, I'd say Butler, yeah.
So Butler back on, I don't know, have they had an all-star race? I know they've had World of Outlaws there at
Yeah,
Butler
I think
before.
Tim's doing a great job up there.
Absolutely. Volusia Speedway Park has announced its schedule for the 52nd Dirt Car Nationals. The UMP Modifieds open the first week on February 6th through the 11th, and it's the All-Star Circuit of Champions. Joining the schedule on February 7th and 8th, the World of Outlaw Sprint Cars joins on the 9th through the 11th of February. Then they'll take a day off on the 12th. Then it's the Dirt Car Late Models. They compete February 13th through the 15th with the USAC Sprint Car Series joining the 13th and 14th, and the Big Block Modifieds joining on the 15th. The World of Outlaws Late Model Series competes with the Big Block Modifieds to finish out the week, February 16th through the 18th. There'll be a quiz on this later. I hope you took notes.
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Let's check out Volusia County Speedway's schedule if you missed any of that. Zeth Sabo has been named to drive the Jay Kaiser Racing number 23 410 sprint car for the 2023 season. Zeth has been piloting the Rich Farmer-owned number 29 in the Fast on Dirt series. Former driver Chris Andrews has decided to become an owner-driver of his own team.
Ooh.
NASCAR and Goodyear have reached a multi-year extension for their sponsorship and exclusive tire provider there. Goodyear will continue to provide tires for all 3 of the National Touring Series of NASCAR, being the Cup Series, the Xfinity Series, and the Truck Series. And, yeah, so Goodyear's going to be around.
Surprise.
Somewhere. Do they make dirt tires?
I don't think they do anymore.
They used to?
They did, yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, there were a couple series that used them exclusively, and it really was. They weren't a great tire, but as long as everyone was on the same tire, it really didn't matter.
Ron knows cavemen. John Deere's comment. I think that's the Buzzy Rudiman thing there.
Yeah, well.
And finally, the 6th running of the Castrol Gateway Dirt Nationals presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts is this weekend, starting right now, as a matter of fact.
Late Models is on the track.
Event management recently was forced to close Super Late Model registration for the first time in the history of the event, as a record 144 Super Late Model race teams submitted their name in the hat for the one-of-a-kind event. under the roof at the Dome there in St. Louis. In both super late models and modified divisions, drivers from 29 states and Canada represent the record-breaking entries. Rusty Schlenk competing tonight, and Kolin Schilt from our area also is scheduled.
I can't tell for sure. Is that a familiar car starting on the point?
Tomorrow, yeah. That must be the B main that's heading out there. Rusty Schlenk starting on the pole of that right now.
Shut up, Scott. I'm watching the race.
Sorry. Both will compete on Saturday. All races on Flow Racing there. So you got tonight, tomorrow, and Saturdays for the main event. How about we give away some pizza?
Yeah.
And then get the hell out of here so we can watch some racing. Last week's How Many, sponsored by Big D's Pizza, was what position was Dale Jr. going to finish the South Carolina 400? That position was 9. You said 5.
Yeah.
I said 3, so
I win.
You got the advantage there. Phil Blykamp picked 8. He was our closest of our listener winners, so he's got himself a Big D's Pizza. 30 days to claim that pizza from Big D, so you got till, the end of the month?
Rusty's leading.
And you can't pick it up if they're closed for Christmas, so don't go there on Christmas Day because I don't think they're going to be open. But get with me or Dean Henry, and we'll get you hooked up with that pizza. This week's How Many? A chance to win a Big D's Pizza. And, Ron, you get to pick first on this one.
Ooh, somebody's in the fence.
Ron's a little busy. How many positions will the winner of the Gateway Dirt Nationals late model main event on Saturday night gain from his starting position?
Ooh.
So say he starts second.
I'm going with none.
And
0.
he passes the leader and wins. That's 1. He gained 1 position.
The winner is starting on the
pole.
point.
Okay, so you're going with 1 or 0.
Yeah.
0. So Ron's going with 0. And I'm going to go with 1 then because I'm good for everything on back other than 0. If you'd like a chance to win a Big D's Pizza, put your guess in the comments of our Facebook Live or the YouTube Live. Whoever is closest will get that Big D's Pizza. If we have a tie, we will spin the Big D's Pizza wheel to break that tie. He does not have a plastic Dominator spoiler on his car there.
Ooh.
Yeah. So we'll figure out that winner next week. Again, that's the number of positions gained by the winner of the Gateway Dirt Nationals. So if he starts 10th, wins the race, that's 9 positions.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's how that works.
Because 0 is a number in that game.
It is, yes, because that'd be the pole. He'd pass 0 cars. So I think we got that figured out. We'll give you until noon on Saturday to get in on that. That's noon Eastern. So if you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts or Google Podcasts, Spotify, whatever, you can still find our Facebook page and put your guess in. So still time for that, as long as it's before noon.
Ooh, Delaware double file restart, too.
Rusty Schlenk still winning there. No Hammer Down hotline this week, but if you would like to call, leave a message, talk about some racing, feel free to do so.
Early on, we teased about replies to our...
Yeah, we'll get to that. 419-318-3081. Yeah, you can leave feedback. That's where you're going with that, right?
Yeah.
You can leave your feedback on the Hammer Down hotline as well, 419-318-3081. That is a little less anonymous, though, if you do it that way, because we will see your number.
But it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, yeah. No, it's fine.
We still love you.
Yeah, if you prefer to do it anonymously, just go to hammerdownracingreport.com/feedback. And you can fill out the little form there. We'll leave that up for a few more weeks here before the end of the season. Thanks to our associate producer, Dave Kemmer, contributors Matt Swanner, John Young, Doug Dock, Bob Stazak. Make sure to like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter at Hammer Report. Follow us on YouTube. Listen to us on your favorite podcasting platform, be it Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts. They're all good. It doesn't matter. Check us out. Anything you need to know about the Hammer Down Racing Report is available at hammerdownracingreport.com. If you want to become a studio sponsor, help us out. You don't want to give us cash, you can get something off of our wish list, our Amazon wish list. That's right there at hammerdownracingreport.com.
And somehow we'll get your name in camera view.
Yeah. Spend more than $100, we'll get you back on the wall. So far, I don't believe either of our two sponsors spent over $100, but they pretty much wiped out all of the lower price things, which is good because we did need it. We got the mic deals there.
Yeah.
So all good stuff. That's available at hammerdownracingreport.com. Thanks to Big D's Pizza, Oakshade Raceway, Ron Miller Race Cars, Freeze Frame Photos, Dominator Race Products, Headhunters Barber Studio and Salon. And our guests, the Oakshade Raceway champions, Casey Noonan, Carter Murday, Kolin Schilt, and Eric Carr. Next week, we will have the Toledo Speedway champions on. Jim Froling, the late model Sportsman champion, and still waiting for a response from, was it Randy Padgett Jr.?
Right.
So they will be our guests next week, and then 2 weeks from tonight, we'll be having the Fremont champions on. So still a few more shows before the end of the year.
Right.
And don't forget, call Charlie. Get some Christmas presents from him, from Freeze Frame Smoke.
Great stuff, too. It really is.
So we're out. We'll see you next Thursday, 7 o'clock, back live here, Hammer Down Racing Report. See ya.
See y'all next week.
Rusty's still leading, by the way.
You have been listening to the Hammer Down Racing Report, available on demand on iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting platform.